Which one of these anime manga teams wins the Elemental Showdown? And as always, they're all limited to their elemental abilities, but good on you for picking some more underrated characters. Now, the first team out here is more than likely going to end up being Team Earth, because despite Groudon from Pokemon being a powerhouse, it is not nearly strong enough to take on their remaining teams by itself. And Gaara from the Naruto/Boruto series really isn't doing much to help it. However, depending on how you scale Yo from Shaman King in relation to Hao at the end of the series, you could make an argument that they could beat the next team out here, which is going to be Team Water. And Sailor Mercury from Sailor Moon is definitely going to end up carrying her team. Her power isn't vastly far apart from Sailor Moon's, but the problem for her is that the other two teams have at least one character that would beat the crap out of her. And Haribel from Bleach and Juvia from Fairy Tail aren't doing nearly enough to change that. Both of the remaining teams have at least one character who would be resistant to the spiritual damage that Haribel could do. And both teams have characters with wide AoE attacks that surpass Juvia. Now the next team to go here is probably going to be Team Light, because despite them having Magna Garurumon from Digimon on their team, Aoyama from My Hero Academia is doing absolutely nothing here as the weakest character on the entire board. And Kizaru from One Piece is not nearly strong or fast enough to hold off the remaining two members of the Darkness team. Because while Kurumi from Data Life is going to be extremely limited in her options because she has to use her shadow skills instead of her time skills, Yami from Black Clover is going to be a really big problem for Kizaru to take down. And that is well before we talk about him getting help from Sung Jin-woo from Solo Leveling and his army. Sung Jin-woo himself can go toe-to-toe with Magna Garurumon, so he can dedicate his army to helping the other two members of his team. And while you can make a case that Magna Garurumon would beat Sung Jin-woo, it's going to be really hard for him to do that once Sung Jin-woo's army comes back to him after beating Magna Garurumon's teammates. So with better team composition, I'm giving the win to Team Darkness.